Hey, my friends, and welcome. It's Jacqueline here, and I wanted to give you a brief introduction to family and systemic constellations for those that are new, for those that are curious, and for those that might want to participate. So, I have some in person events coming up, as well as online events that I will be leading in the future. But if you have the opportunity to attend in person, there's really nothing like it. It has to be experienced. I will, however, do my best to explain it. So, first, just painting you a picture, you'd come in, there would be a group of chairs in a circle. I would be sitting in the north, probably, and there'll be an empty chair next to me. And we'll all gather in the circle, make a prayer, open the space, and then I will ask, who tonight has an issue that you're trying to resolve in your life? And this issue could be really anything. It could be, I don't understand what's happening with my marriage. We're having a really hard time. It could be there's some incongruency, something's going on between me and my child. It could be me and my sister. We've had this issue our whole lives. Something's going on. And it also could be I've come down with some kind of a sickness, a mystery illness, or cancer. I want to understand more about it, how best to help myself. It could be your cat or your dog is having an issue in the family, and that could be constellated. I could go on and on here. Literally, governments are now using systemic constellation to help to open up and see what departments need to be shifted. How can things move into greater congruency? So in Central America, governments are using it. It's being used in schools now. It's being used in corporations. And it's also being used with ecology to help understand what the land and the trees and the bees are needing. So um, it's a fascinating spiritual technology that the divine is availing to us to bring greater harmony and resolution. So when we come with an open heart and a true desire for resolve, oftentimes the field will bring about what is needed. And what's different about this type of work is it understands that we operate as families, as ancestors, as ecosystems. We don't operate in a vacuum. In the West, you go to therapy and it's like me, 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 me. It's all my problem. Like it's all my fault. But in indigenous realms of cosmology, we understand that we all come from systems, and systems are, we're operating within them. And so it's always more. It's always loyalties. It's always something that has been passed down, something that's seeking greater resolve within the roots of the ancestry itself that then reveals itself through us. So it's a very beautiful opportunity to just be very curious with an open heart and mind and greet the mystery with respect and see what arises. So once I understand the issue, and I start to listen to the field and see how this would be best facilitated. And so I might say to you, hey, I'd like you to pick somebody here in the group to represent your mother. I'd like you to pick somebody in the group to represent your child. And then you pick, and the person says yes, and they stand up. And then we start to watch movements of the soul, is what they're referred to as. Bert Hellinger was the man who brought this to the West, but he learned from the Zulu people. So this is indigenous cosmology. It's what we all know deep in our bones, but that the modern world has forgotten. And so he brought it to the West at a time when we need it most to help us resolve some of the roots of the poison and the sickness and all the things so that we can reunite and do ancestral work and systemic work in a way that would be a benefit to all beings at this time. So with that said, there might be you were now watching the field, and the people that are representing are somatically, their body postures are changing, their emotions are changing. They're literally in touch with the soul of who it is that you have asked them to represent. And so we start to get a lot of information around different things that are there, and oftentimes things that are hidden in the ancestry with loyalties to past ancestors, exclusions in the family, a myriad of different things. So it is beautiful. And what's so lovely too is that you're not in it alone. Like, there are people that have stepped up together that say, like, let's do a thing together. And so when one person is what we call the issue holder, is receiving potentially healing and resolution, so is everybody who represented, because they were chosen for a specific reason and they were there for a specific reason. And so there's normally commonalities within their own lives that are being healed at the same time. So it's very intelligent. So, with that said, everything that we do stays there. It's a sacred space, and we just open up to see what wants to move. And in a 3 hour time period, maybe two or three constellations we would do. But again, the participation itself, I mean, just representing knocks your socks off as far as I'm concerned. It's so rich and beautiful. Oftentimes I myself have been like, oh, I hope I get a chance to constellate something that's in my own life, and then I'll get pulled into somebody else's constellation as a representative, and it's exactly the piece that I needed for my own healing and in my own soul's resolution. So with that said, I invite you to just sign up, be curious, come with an open heart, and we just see. That's all it is. So thank you for watching this, and I hope to see you there. Thank you so much. Bye bye.